Welcome back to Team O'Neill. We're going to get back to our roots a little bit here today in this video and talk about high-speed driving on unknown roads. In the old days of rally racing, you didn't have pace notes and stage notes for every single corner and bump that's coming up. You used to just have a route that you'd try to loosely follow over very long distances as quick as you could, and whoever was the best at that would win. It's become a little bit of a lost art, high-speed driving on unknown roads, reading the road, how to tell what's coming up and gauge your speed and your line. So let's go for a drive out here in beautiful New Hampshire, take a look at a variety of different roads and just things that you should have in the back of your head anytime you're driving on unfamiliar terrain, even a little bit quickly. It's all really good info. So let's hop in the car and figure it out when we get there. All right, so all we're gonna do is go for a nice little drive around and talk about driving fast, unfamiliar terrain. If you're rallying through here, just cruising along on a back road, how do you know what to do when you can no longer see the road? So very kind of classic situation in front of us, this blind crest. The easiest thing to do here is essentially look for that tunnel of trees. And you can tell there's, okay, this big giant crest, you're gonna jump off of this thing at high speed. But over the top of that, you could see the tunnel of the trees was going pretty much dead straight, maybe just a slight kink to the right. That's where you're gonna wanna aim as you come into this, and you can go over it, you know, okay, maybe not full WRC flat out, but you could go pretty quick over that knowing you're gonna be on the right path. Same thing here, you can see the tree line on the outside bends just gently to the right, and you can sort of start committing to those lines. You can see through this little kink in the road. It's pretty tempting as a driver once you start doing some rallies to assign a number to these corners. That's not necessarily our goal today, but you can look into that as you start getting a little more proficient with this, where, okay, this could be a right 5, whatever. All right, you've got this next blind crest up ahead, and this is a tricky one because now you don't see that tunnel of trees anymore, right? There's no opening to really go for. It looks like a wall of trees on the other side. But you can see that that tree line curves to the right, and you can tell that, you know, it's about 20 meters or so. The road takes a significant right-hand turn. A sneaky way to do it is to also look at these power lines. As you're coming in, you can see this power line on the left, and then you got this other power line on the left up ahead. And if you're looking there, you can tell that there's another 45-degree kink. The power line goes horizontal to us for a second there. That's kind of another little hint of danger up ahead. And this is the tightest corner we've seen so far. You know, this would be like a right 3 perhaps, or something like that coming into it. And that's where you're gonna wanna be looking out for it. We got our little tree cleanup guys up here. So looking ahead, again, blind crest, just a small crest this time into a left-hand corner. And really, you can't always assign a value like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to this type of thing. But you can say, okay, is it easy, is it medium, or is it hard? And in this case, it looks sort of medium, but you can also tell it's going slightly downhill. So if those are the only two factors you know, medium left, downhill, then that's a huge advantage over most people who only really drive the road that they can see. The game is to elevate your eyes. Pick your eyes up off the surface of the road, get your eyes out on the horizon, and start making educated guesses on what's coming up. I can't necessarily tell completely, but up ahead, I know the road's gonna start going easy right. There's this little blind crest coming up. It's gonna stay straight for a little bit after that and then turn to the right, because you can see the tree line on the outside. The power line is jumping from one side of the road to the other, so you can't always trust the power line, but sometimes it is a really good indicator. You got a big junction up ahead. Obviously, if you were going hairpin left, that would be a lot of fun. You'd get to do a big stinky pendulum turn or something, but we're gonna just stay to the right and give this a shot with, you know, not some momentum. Hey, we're not speeding here, but we'll go a little quicker. You got a blind crest coming up, but you could commit to a straight line. You've got the power line on the left, you got that tunnel of trees straight ahead. Just stay mid, stay on throttle. Stay middle of this, stay on throttle. all the way up down the road, you can tell the road goes to the left. There's a bit of an opening. There's like a clearing on the right that's messing up your tree line a little bit. It's actually a power line, I think, a bigger power line that crosses the road. But you can tell this is a left-hand corner. It's not an easy corner. You can see that bank on the outside. So you'd be on the brakes, probably dropping a gear or two, depending on what you were up to, getting it turned in. So just call that a medium left or a medium left long. There's a road up ahead, but we're turning right. This is basically a 90-degree right-hand turn. And up we go. Looks like a pretty easy right, but it looks kind of long. Couple of little bumps in the road, straightaway up ahead. The road goes right again, looks easy, but there's a little bump coming into it. So that's the second half of the game, is keeping your eyes on the horizon. So already here, you know the road goes medium left, but then also there's bumps in the road, there's icy patches and that sort of thing that'll catch you out. So you've got to have your eyes on the horizon, scanning that tree line, but glancing down and just using your peripheral as much as humanly possible to tell you, oh, there's a big bump or a dip. Like right here, if we went through that at speed, you could bounce yourself right off the road. So keeping your eyes up enough to read where the road's going, but still scanning the road surface enough for rough spots, slippery patches, and that kind of thing. Easy left long. This one opens. I can tell it goes to the right. Looks medium right over a small crest. Long, right? I can see the road stays going right, stays going right. Opens up. You can see the road goes left. And it looks like an easy left. The other trick there is, for a second you had a glimpse of daylight through that tree line, and then you lose sight of that as you get into the corner or into a dip or something. So sometimes you have the chance to see a lot, but then, you know, as you go down into a valley, you lose sight of it, or as you approach the corner closer, you can actually see less of what's going on up ahead. This tree line on the outside, you can just follow this whole tree line to that power line, and then it actually tightens a little, right? The tree line gets a little more severe. So you couldn't see the road, but you know you go over this crest and this corner tightens right here, and it does. Into a easy-ish left. You know, this is a 5- long or something. Downhill, you can see the road goes to the right. You see those pine trees on the outside. It looks easy though, right? The thing you can do is set yourself up for success too. If I position myself on the outside of the corners, always driving to the outside of the corners on the way in, you'll have much better visibility versus being in the middle of the road or always staying in your lane on a very back road like this when you know there's no traffic, and especially when it's snow covered like this. Feel free to sort of take some liberties with road position as much as you're comfortable with. Certainly if you were on recce, or if this was you know, a TSD rally or something like that, you're gonna want to, if not need to, get creative with your driving lines as you would on a track. Up ahead, this opens up. You see that wall of trees coming up, right? So blind crest, wall of trees, could go left or right up ahead. You can't really tell from here. So all you can do is start scrubbing speed, and you always want to do that where you've got level road or certainly braking on an uphill. Now you can tell it goes right. This clearing where this home is and there's a field on the other side will mess you up a little. The road gets narrower here, down to the right, tightens over this bump. That is a tricky corner. Up ahead, medium left. But again, going consistently downhill, you're gonna know your braking distances are obviously gonna be much worse, especially when it's slippery like this. Little straight, medium left again. Looks kind of long. Opens up, tightens again a little double apex almost, straightens out. Again, it kinks to the left, so you'd be on the outside. You see this little crest in the corner, so you'd have to get turned in nice and early for that. Up ahead, really tight left. Because it's a right into a left, it sort of baits you into doing a little bit of a pendulum turn. Long, tight. This is a left 2, minus. And because it's downhill, the car's going to be pretty unstable. And again, you won't be able to stop that well. Long, easy right. Go, go, go. Easy left over the little crest. Same thing, you could see the road ahead there, where now you're blinded again for a second till you pop up over this again. You can always see better when you're on the high ground. Try to look up ahead. When you're on a crest, look way up ahead, because you can see over the next crest perhaps, where once you dip into that valley, you'll be blind again. Junction, we're turning left. You could go right. That's a fun road as well. This one's a little longer, takes us where we want to go. Anytime you take an intersection like that, when you've got a junction, know that obviously you're on a different road, and just feel out the characteristics of that road, how it might have changed from where you just were. This road, you can already tell, is harder packed snow and ice. It's wider. There's a few more homes on it, so you might want to stay in your lane a little more responsibly. Easy left over this crest, just watching that tree line on the outside. Big, long, opens up. So because this is a much more traveled road, it's wider, you can expect in general, not that many tight corners are gonna really catch you out. When you're driving on a road like this, you can be a little more aggressive because there's probably not gonna be a tricky downhill hairpin turn, or a really narrow bridge, or some other dangerous bump. You know, roads like this are better maintained, so you're not going to have those rocks and sharp dips and bounces that are going to jostle you around. So you can push the speed a little. It's wider, it's smoother, it's faster. You can go faster on it more confidently. This little kink in the road, your eyes are already up on the tree line over the top of that crest. I could see from back there, it just kinks easy left. If you wait till now, you're a little bit screwed, but that's fine. You can still see up ahead. Looks like an easy left. Looks long, looks like it tightens a little, right? So here it's a left 6, but now it's a 5 minus, opens up again, road goes to the right. Looks like a medium speed corner, but it looks long. Okay, you get a little crest and then it turns some more. All right, left 6 with a turkey on the inside. Stay out of the road, stay out of the road, stay out of the road, thank you. Big blind crest. This is another great one. You know, big blind crest like this, if you don't know where you're headed, you're just gonna have to chicken out. Most drivers are gonna scrub a lot of speed right here, where you know, hey, it's straight over this crest for at least 100. You know, maybe 80 yards, maybe 100 yards. Yep, sure enough, another blind crest. But already from here, you can tell over that one, the road goes to the right, and it's kind of a medium speed corner. It's not just a gentle kink to the right. So all you need to do here is get yourself positioned on the outside of the road, do any braking you feel like you want to before you just leap over this thing, start turning right a little. There's your right kind of 5 late. Little kink in the road here, already worried about what's over this right over this crest. Point yourself toward that tunnel of trees, stay kind of mid, wheel straight, gas on, land on the brakes. Eyes up, medium left, outside of the road, get your speed scrub, get it turned in, get a decent line, the road goes to the right. And that's the whole nature of the beast. Little clearing up ahead might deceive you. See those power lines, see the tree line, long, easy right. This little straightaway, at the end of it, road goes medium right, looks like a 4 plus, 5 minus, but it's wide enough that you can maybe shave a half a degree off of that if you wanted to. Easy left, short straight, little crest, brake before the crest, road goes left. See the power line, little apple trees on the outside. Long left, it's holding its radius, It tightens. See the trees on the outside, those pine trees? So it goes from kind of a 5 long to a 4 or something right at the end, late. That'll catch you out. Road just got a little narrower. Widens up again. Pick a line through here. You can't 100% see what's going on here, but you could send it pretty confidently on this line. Now you got a bit of a pickle. Looks like a wall of trees about 50, 60 yards ahead. And that's tricky because this is just a big opening. You know, there's a field on the left that goes to a house or something, and then you got the road you're on. Up ahead, road goes medium right. Late, kind of long. Yep. The little blind crest. This road goes easy left. So you could push a little bit of speed, just starting wide, getting turned in. That's your line. And you'd land on the road. Everything would be happy coming down this, get on the brakes. Medium, but kind of a faster one, you know, 5 minus, ooh, long, little crest. You can see that tunnel of trees. Just eyes out on the horizon. Over this crest up ahead, again, looks like a medium right. Get on the outside, get on the brakes, get it turned in before this crest. See that wall of trees? That's just a perfect indication of what's coming up ahead. So in a thickly forested area like this, it's really easy. You know, we have the advantage of being up here in New England, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. You're gonna kill it out here because you've got trees everywhere. When you do go out west, you know, and you're in Colorado, you're out in some open areas, you're in, you know, hey, Arizona, you're gonna have different indicators, and a lot of times you have no indicators. Up ahead, another junction. We're gonna be turning left because it's the more fun way to go. Again, anytime you take an intersection, know that you are on a different road. Immediately assess the characteristics of this road. It's narrower. It still looks pretty well traveled. But it's kind of this nice little road down at the bottom of a valley. Realistically, especially here in New England or anywhere you're in the mountains, you've got three kinds of road generally to deal with. You've got mountain roads, which are narrow, typically rough, twisty, bumpy roads that go up and over a mountain in a short distance. You can imagine a mountain road is going to be pretty technical. Stuff is going to catch you out. They're going to wash out more and be rougher. So mountain roads in general are tricky. You've got ridgeline roads, which are more common all around the world. You see a lot of ridgeline roads which follow the side of a hill to get from point A to B. They're faster, they're flowing, but maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 corners is going to be a little tricky because maybe there's a river running down the road, or maybe there's something else going on where you'll have an uncharacteristically tight corner on a ridge line. And if you looked at a route map or just even a topo map of the area you were going to plan on going, you can see that stuff coming up. And then you do have these nice little bottom of the valley roads that follow bigger rivers, and those are for the most part pretty flat out. You do have some bridges and things like that that'll sneak up on you, but roads that flow along the bottom of a valley are going to be typically pretty easy. This is turning into a mountain road, and you would know that if you had a topo map or if you'd been here before, you know where you're going. This turns into a little bit of a hill climb, so it's great fun, but what you'll see is because we're gaining elevation, you do get these switchbacks, you know, right 2, uphill, into a little easy left with a plow truck in it. Easy right. Already looking up at the top of the crest, you got a medium looking left, kind of an easier one, and then it tightens. You see the maple trees and the little birch trees on the outside. If you need to get on the brakes, get it turned in. And because it's a mountain road, you can expect it's going to be technical. There's going to be these cool hairpin turns. People love driving on these roads because the average speed is much lower. You can commit and slide around these corners a little bit and have some fun without having to be outside of your comfort zone with the speed a little. Where, you know, a ridgeline road, if you're going to be doing 90 miles an hour on that thing, you're going to want to make sure that you've got your stuff together. Also, obviously, never do that on an open public road. If it were some kind of a rally or some other sanctioned event, do what you got to do. Get on the brakes, get it turned in, long, easy, all right. Once you can see all the way at the top, you already try to guess what happens at the top after that easy right. So you got an easy little right, get way out here so you can see it's easy right kind of longer than you think it was, or I thought it was, straight, and then hard left, up before those hardwood trees. Braking, get it turned in, yep, tracking your eyes around to the terminal point. As far as you can see around that corner where the road disappears is where your eyes go. This one's tricky. You would certainly need a good odometer and some pace notes to make this corner on a route book or something like that. But that turns into this road, which again, new road, new characteristics, always kind of scanning up ahead. Where we did just gain a lot of elevation, this appears to be losing some elevation. So for a second here, it's going to be kind of a little mountain road heading downhill. Medium left, tightens up a little. You see that tree line looks like a wall down into this. Ooh, little bit slippery coming into that. Easy right, just get a good line through that. You could already see the easy left. So you commit to that line a little, up over this blind crest. Not really sure, I'm just gonna head towards the most open part of the trees. Get on the brakes, you can see easy left. Now you can see all the way through it, send it. This is where you make your time up, go, 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 as quick as you can right here, grab another gear, get on the brakes a little, use this little uphill right here to brake on. You'll always get better braking if you can do it on those uphill stretches. You don't want to go flying over a hill and then try braking on the downhill. That's where You end up crawling out of the window upside down off the road. Long, easy left. Trees got a lot bigger through here. There's nice big hardwood trees. Easy looking right. Kind of long, weird field. Follow the power line. Follow that tunnel of trees. And that's all it is. You're really just sort of launching yourself towards the most open part of the tree line an awful lot of the time. That will catch you out sometimes when there's sudden openings, other fields, other power lines that cross the road, intersections and things like that. But for the most part, it's a really nice, easy way to do it. Nice little beaver pond on our left. See that opening? Heading for the blue sky. Now it turns right a little more. Keeps turning right, heading for the blue sky. See all of that string of blue sky? That's our goal. Not even looking at the road, just aiming for that tunnel of trees. Just aiming for the blue sky. Okay, at the end of this, you see it goes left. So now you'd want to get on the brakes. Scrub speed as best you can. It's on a slight downhill incline, so lengthen your slowing distance a little, get it turned in. Bottom of this valley, switches back to the right. These aren't the best tires I've ever had. Bottom of this, easy left, easy left. You can see it's a very open tree line. Stays easy left, keep going fast. You'd want to carry a lot of speed here if you had the opportunity to. It's tough to be brave in those scenarios, but that's where it's really going to pay off. Same thing here. This is an easy right. Stay in it, stay in it. Goes easy left, stay in it a little. Still goes easy left. And you hone in on that tunnel and really nothing else matters. Scan the surface as best you can. If your peripheral catches a big dip or a bump or something terrible or a big icy patch, obviously slow down for that. But for the most part, you're driving with your eyes up on the horizon. See those power lines turning. And we're actually going to take this hairpin left. So do what you want here. Ooh, car coming. It's a little bit of a mountain road for a minute. You can tell we're gaining a lot of elevation quickly because it's so steep. So you can anticipate your average sort of corner is going to be tighter than it just was. That was a ridgeline road. We were dropping very gently in elevation for a long time, but this one's gaining a lot of elevation very quickly. So definitely what you'd classify as a mountain road, and you'd expect, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 even out of 10 corners is going to be pretty tricky. Big old trees on the edge of the road. Up ahead, we're going to turn left. So this is a junction. Obviously, you would need navigation or your co-driver or whoever is going to be telling you about this one coming up. This one's dropping elevation quickly. Whenever you can see it goes downhill steeply, again, you can assume there could be switchbacks or something like that. We're on a pretty good decline here. So again, just get yourself to the outside, track your eyes through the inside tree line at that terminal point as far ahead as you can see. Again, all the way up on the horizon here, road's going medium right after this crest though. So it's gonna be even more downhill. It's already downhill. Now it's gonna dip another 5 or 10 degrees down. Little bumps. Up ahead, we got another junction. We're gonna turn left, and this brings us right back to Team O'Neill. All right, so that's just a very basic introduction into driving a little quickly and reading the road. It's definitely one of those skills that you can learn in an hour, but takes a lifetime to master. This is one of the places that, you know, the old timers have a really big advantage over, you know, I say us young guys, the guys are much younger than myself, who just don't have that seat time and the experience. And that's just because that's how rallies used to be. You know, used to just have a route book that would tell you which way to go at each intersection with rough mileage, but there could be 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 miles between those route instructions where you're just driving what you see and doing your best to keep it between the ditches. So if you like driving a little quickly and exploring new places, hopefully you found this video useful. If you're interested in coming out and do some sort of high-speed driving yourself, check out teamoneil.com. We've got sort of car control and rally driving classes all year long up here in New Hampshire. If you're into these kind of driving videos, please check out the channel, consider subscribing, hit the little bell icon so you're notified when new videos come out. And as always, have fun, be safe, and we'll catch you next time.